10 best places to visit in Greece. Greece is one of the most popular travel destinations in the Mediterranean, visited by millions of tourists every year. Ancient Greek architecture and art are world famous, and excellent pieces of them can still be seen in magnificent condition today. Greece is the cradle of democracy, culture, philosophy and science. In addition to its architectural and artistic monuments, the natural endowments of this wonderful country are also amazing. It consists of about 1,300 islands, of which only 170 are inhabited. If you get tired of visiting the ancient ruins, you can relax on plenty of wonderful beaches. The clear turquoise waters of the Aegean Sea and the Ionian Sea, the high-quality beaches and the perfect weather invite visitors to bathe all year round. So, let's take a look at the 10 best places to visit in Greece. Acropolis, Athens. This complex of buildings from antiquity is a symbol of European civilization and democracy. Its construction began on a huge limestone rock in the 5th century BC. Despite its history and the frequent earthquakes, Acropolis has survived in relatively good condition. Its renovation began in the 19th century and continues to this day. The Acropolis was a citadel of culture, arts and power. It was used as a church, a Turkish mosque, and later as a gunpowder storehouse. There are several shrines, churches and statues in the area. Perhaps the most famous of these is the Parthenon, one of the most famous ancient buildings in the world, the Temple of Athena of Pallas. Another notable building on the Acropolis is the Theatre of Dionysus, which lies in a vast area and has been preserved in beautiful condition. The Plaka district at the foot of the Acropolis is one of the favorite parts of the city for visitors of Athens, as it is full of cozy narrow streets, craft shops, and lovely little restaurants. Delphi. The small town of Delphi was considered the center of the world centuries ago. The sanctuary ensemble, built in honor of Apollo, was the most popular oracle of antiquity. Delphi has been the religious center of the Hellenic world for more than 1,000 years, and has also had a significant impact on political and social life. Around 1500 BC, a simple hut stood there, a place dedicated to the goddess of the earth, Gaia. This place was chosen because volcanic gases were leaking from the ground, and the ancient belief was that prophetic power was coming from the womb of the earth. Later, this mysterious fortune teller affected everyday life so much that Greeks did not embark on any major venture until they asked the fortune teller, the Pythia. This era came to an end with the devastation caused by earthquakes and mounds, and Delphi began to decline. According to some myths, here is the navel of the world, the center of the earth, marked by an egg-shaped stone, omphalos, which can be seen in the local archaeological museum. There are countless beautiful church ruins in Delphi. In addition to these, the landscape itself is also stunning, definitely worth a visit. Navajo Beach, Zakynthos. Navajo Beach, often called Shipwreck Beach, is located on the island of Zakynthos in the Ionian Sea. It is considered one of the most beautiful and well-known coastlines in the world. This beach is accessible only by boat. In 1980, due to bad weather and a technical failure, a cargo ship ran aground here. The wreckage of which had not been transported can still be seen on the shore today. Navajo Beach is also called Smuggler's Cove, as it was rumored that the ship had smuggled cigarettes and ran aground fleeing the Coast Guard. However, this has not been confirmed by any official source. Although you can't get to the beach by car, you can also enjoy the breathtaking views from the top of the cliffs. Due to the difficult terrain, there is no bus service in the area, but there is a small road built on top of the cliffs that lead to a small lookout tower. From here, you can take some really enviable pictures and don't even expect crowds in the morning. Meteora Monasteries, Kalambaka. The Meteora Monasteries are a 4-hour drive from Athens in central Greece near Kalambaka. The word meteoras itself means floating in the air, and that says a lot, as these monasteries hide at altitudes of 100 to 150 meters. They were built in such separate places so that they could exercise their faith undisturbed, far from the world. They were practically hidden from tourists until the 19th century. At the top of the specially shaped rocks are monasteries that still function today. There are buildings that are very difficult to get to today and are only open to the public on certain days. Each monastery operates a self-sufficient small farm, producing fruits, vegetables and honey for themselves and procuring only a few things from the outside world. Today, only 6 of the 24 monasteries are operational. Entry is only possible with respect, with covered knees and shoulders, after paying a smaller entrance fee. Mistras. Mistras is a fortified town in the Peloponnese Peninsula near Sparta on the slopes of Taygetos mountain. In the Byzantine era, Mistras was the capital of the Peloponnese region. At that time, it had tens of thousands of inhabitants. In addition to offering amazing views of the plains of Sparta, it is known for its beautiful Byzantine churches and old stone houses, which are still in very good condition. The area was also inhabited under Ottoman rule, but was depopulated in the 19th century, leaving breathtaking ruins behind. Mistras is the finest example of a medieval city with a fortress and castle walls. The castle complex, the residential houses, and many other buildings still stand and can be visited. There are plenty of hiking trails in the area, leading to small villages and abandoned chapels. Palace of Knossos, Crete. Knossos is located on the island of Crete, near the city of Heraklion. This settlement was the religious and political center of the former Minoan civilization. The city's main building, the palace, was both a royal residence and a sacred ceremonial center. Its construction dates back to about 1600 to 2000 BC. Over the centuries, earthquakes have destroyed it several times. There have also been fires, but it has always been rebuilt. The palace complex occupies an area of about 20,000 square meters, with 4 entrances facing the 4 points of the compass. Its main building material was limestone. The walls were covered with alabaster tiles. It is interesting and unusual that neither the palace nor the city is surrounded by defensive walls. The palace is characterized by red-painted columns made of upside-down trunks of cypress trees, which can be seen at several points in the complex. The most significant rooms were decorated with plaster reliefs, which were painted after processing. These reliefs reveal that sport played a significant role in Minoan culture, and the huge central space of about 1,500 square meters was an ideal venue for various games and religious ceremonies. Oia, Santorini. Santorini gained its present form following the eruption of a huge volcano. A catastrophe around 1500 BC destroyed previously known settlements and tore the island into pieces. The water flowing into the caldera filled the area, creating a unique structure. Santorini has now become one of the most attractive tourist destinations in Europe. The blue domed churches and traditional cave houses of Oia in the north of the island are world famous and beautiful, and its white houses can be seen from afar. According to some explanations, under the more than 400-year-old Ottoman rule of Greece, the Greeks could not use their blue and white flag. Therefore, the people living here decided to paint their houses white, and the domes were given a blue color, thus reflecting the colors of the Greek flag. Oia is also known as Eagle's Nest. From here you can also see the volcanoes Palia and Nea Carmen on the island of Theresia. The old castle ruins in the town offer a 360-degree panorama, and the windmill of Oia is a must-see. A favorite pastime of tourists in the city is watching the sunset in the evenings. According to many, the sun setting over the caldera presents visitors to the island with the most beautiful sunset in the world. Mykonos. Mykonos belongs to the Cyclades archipelago and is only 85 square kilometers, yet attracts plenty of tourists all year round. The island is also called the Island of the Winds because the wind is constantly blowing on the island. This is not an inconvenience, as it relieves a bit of the usual hot summer temperatures in the Aegean Sea, so the weather in Mykonos is pleasant even on summer days. The inhabitants of the island live primarily from tourism, and due to the bustling nightlife, the popularity of Mykonos has been unbroken for years. The boom in tourism is also well reflected in prices. Mykonos is one of the most expensive Greek islands. In addition to the nightlife, of course, the view of the island is also fabulous, with beautiful beaches and rocky hills. Its most popular attractions are the windmills, which can be found in several places on the island. The best known of these are the 4 windmills on the coast of the capital, built in the 16th century. Their roofs were covered with wood and straw, which proved to be very durable as they were used until the 20th century. And after restoration and renovation, they are still found in beautiful condition and have become a symbol of the island.